Hello and welcome to Down the Vent. My name's Joe.
And I'm Josh.
And today we're doing something a little bit different. We are looking at a new game that's coming to Kickstarter soon through Tabletop Simulator. It's hard to get together in these crazy times, but we have the internet, so thank you to the internet. So today we're taking a look at Salt and Bones, which is a new two-player game that will be, like I said, coming to Kickstarter later this month. We'll put a link to that in the description below as soon as that is live. This is a pirate game where you are... I guess you're just two pirates,
Arr.
right? Yeah.
You're two dueling pirates.
Yes. So this is our ship. That's the main board here, or our ships, I guess. And you can see some areas are blacked out. You can't place cards there. And then there's going to be some... We'll go through all the rules so everyone knows how to play. So the goal of the game is to end a round with your opponent at 0 points, or 0 hit points, and
disengage.
You above 0 hit points. Yeah. So a battle or an attack round will end when one player disengages. So one player must actually disengage, and then one of us has to be at 0 hit points. If we're both at 0 hit points, we'll actually go back up to 1 hit point and then go another round. You have to disengage at 0. So it's about being tricky and smarter than your opponent. And yeah, we played this a couple times. Josh has won, I've won, so we're both very smart, wise pirates. Right. Anyways.
Attack-eccentric pirates.
Attack-eccentric pirates, there you go. So, the game has 3 phases, essentially. There is the phase where you draft your cards in the beginning, and it's not like a normal draft where you take 7 cards and then you pass them back and forth. You just take turns taking cards from these 2 piles. So the types of cards here are attack cards, and that's what we'll be playing out on the board to actually deal damage back and forth to each other. And then strategy cards. Strategy cards get played to our player board right here in front of us, and there's 3 different types. There's instinct cards, which you play hidden. That's why it says hidden underneath there. There's equipment cards that say revealed, and gambit cards, which are also revealed. So when you play an equipment card down, it'll get played face up, so your opponent can actually see what it is. Same with gambit cards. Instinct cards remain hidden until you use them, and they actually don't go away between rounds either. So if you get 3 of them right at the beginning, you can play them out and wait to use them. But I don't think you can remove them throughout the game. You have to use them to get rid of them, as far as I know.
You have to use them. Equipment cards are usually instant, like I attack you, Joe uses a defend, or to do extra damage for 1 like extra round. Gambit cards are usually for the whole entire like full-on round instead of like a
like
turn
they add an
for the
extra
whole
rule
round.
for that round or something like that. Yeah. And the really important part to remember is that equipment cards are always used the first time they would activate. So if it says like block damage, the first time you take damage, it blocks it, even if it's only 1. Where the instinct cards might say block damage, but you can choose when to use it. So if your opponent attacks you for 1, you can whatever, just let it go through, and then they try to hit you for 4, then you can reveal and be like, no, I'm going to negate the damage. That's essentially the whole game, though. So you draft, you play cards until one player disengages. You can choose to disengage at the beginning of your turn instead of playing a card, or sometimes you're forced to disengage by the attack cards that your opponent plays, or if you have no more attack cards to play, you must disengage as well. You
forgot the 3rd phase.
Yeah, well, I guess, that's technically the 2nd phase. So we draft, we do the field, and then the attack round starts. So,
and the field pretty much is, as you see, there's letters out here. Pretty much those areas will get destroyed via, i.e., cannons or explosions. You put a black cube on them, designating you can't play cards there anymore.
Yep, and that's essentially the whole game. So, the first thing we actually need to do is to figure out who has momentum, and that's this little marker right here. And you're just supposed to do a coin toss at the beginning of the game. Whoops. So, Josh, go ahead and call it.
Heads, which is the M.
Okay.
Hey,
alright, so Josh has momentum.
The momentum's very good because there's cards that are attack cards that are based on momentum that might say, do an extra damage if you have momentum, or chain these cards if you have momentum, so you can like chain attacks, like back-to-back attacks, whereas usually you're only able to play with like 1 attack card.
Yep, And momentum essentially means that Josh will go first in every round as well, and he doesn't lose that until he disengages from a battle. If I continue to disengage every round, Josh is going to keep that momentum. So he's going to start the draft. He can either choose an attack or a strategy card, and then I'll get to choose one of these, and then we go back and forth till we both have 7 cards. And this is what these strategy cards look like. So this is an instinct card, so I can play that face down, and then the effect is right there on the bottom, is what I can do with it. And the art's just cool. I really like the art on these strategy cards. And this one here is an equipment. So as you can see, the A is what will actually trigger the equipment's ability, and the E is what the equipment actually does. Okay, and this is what an attack card looks like. So as you can see, there's kind of 2 sides. There's a sword and a boot. They get played like dominoes out on the board, and if you ever connect a sword to a boot, it actually not multiplies the damage, but adds together. So if I had a 1 boot and a 2 sword and they're next to each other, it would actually deal 3 damage to my opponent.
So you could line it up where, you know, it fits next to 2 boots. So you could have like a 2 damage next to two boots. Yep. So a 2 boot and 2 damage, so you could do right there 6 damage.
Yep. I have 5, so back to you.
Yep, sorry.
No. Lots of attack. Holy cow. He must have lots of chain cards, probably. So, now that we're done drafting, we're going to reveal this first field card. So I'll flip that over. And it looks like space G will no longer be playable. So I'll grab a cube here and drop that in G. And that means we cannot play cards there anymore. And then Josh is going to take... Now Josh can play any of his strategy cards out to his board. So it looks like his first one is a Razor Oil. So the effect there, or what makes the card take effect, is he deals damage. And then the effect of the card is deal 1 more damage. So, and then it's destroyed after activation. Most equipment is destroyed after they're activated. And then over here he played an instinct card, which is face down, so I won't know what that is until he decides to reveal it. So I'm going to go ahead and play my cards now that he's played all mine, so I get a chance to kind of say, oh, well, I see what Josh did, so I'm going to play this way instead. I'll play this one over here.
Get out of here.
Alright, so now we're both through the strategy phase, so now we actually begin the attack phase, and Josh will start that off. And as I said, the first card played each round must be played in one of these 4 squares. It doesn't have to cover 2 of them, it just has to touch at least 1 of them. So, let me pull that card up here. It is a 1/1, so it'll deal 1 damage to me. And then it makes parry active for Josh. And other cards kind of rely on parry. They'll say, like, if parry is active, this can happen too. So that would have dealt 2 damage to me because he had the axe, but I have my bracers that block that hit. So, are you chaining or anything, or are you done?
I am done.
Okay.
Sadly. Believe me, I wish I could chain.
So I will play one here. So that card deals 1 damage to Josh, but since I played it next to the boots on this card here, it'll actually hit him for 2, unless this strategy card can stop that. Nope. Okay. And I don't have a chain, so... Okay. So
Easy peasy.
Josh.
1 and a 1, so 2 damage.
Yep, 2 damage. No big deal.
It's a very, very simple game.
It is, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Josh back for 2 damage again because I have the 1 and the 1 there. And then it's back to his turn. Yeah. So unfortunately, I set Josh up here, so he's if he drops that card there, the 2 times, so it does 2 damage normally, but since it's next to 2 boots, it's actually going to be +1/+1, so it'll hit me for 4. And then I want to reveal my strategy card now. And this one deals damage equal to the last instance of damage I took, so Josh will also take 4 for hitting me. Boom.
Figured that's what was there.
Strategized. Alrighty. I'm going to hit Josh for 4 now as well, using his boots against him. So it's very like give and take, like actually like a sword fight kind of would be, right? Like he swings hard at me, it gives me a chance to swing hard back at him. Oh my gosh! I should have saved that card, huh? A 4. Alright, so Josh is going to go ahead and hit me for 6. Does that card force you to disengage or anything? No, it doesn't,
nope.
Does it? 5, 6. Alrighty, that one hurt.
Yeah. Brings us tied, though.
Yeah, it does. And I think I'm going to choose to disengage instead of playing a card. Because, yeah. So that's going to end the attack round unless Josh has a strategy card that like stops me from disengaging or gives him an extra turn after I disengage or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay. So in between turns, we clean up the board. See that? I'm becoming a pro at this.
Yeah, look at you.
Arena, man. Or tabletop simulator. And then we're going to go back to the draft phase again. Yep, Josh will keep momentum. Before we draft, we can discard 1 card each from our hand. If we want to.
No.
Nope, I do not either want to do that. So, Josh can begin the draft. Okay. Back to you.
Very interesting.
That's not good for me.
You're fine.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay. Why are you taking so many damage, Josh?
What do you mean? I want to check to see what my card is again. Okay, cool. That is 6 and 7.
Alrighty. I want to check what mine is again here. Oh, okay.
Might want to see what my cards are before you lay yours.
Sure. Alright, so the first one he has is deal damage. The razor oil again. So the first time he deals damage, he'll deal an extra 1 damage. And the next one is damage cannot be negated. Alrighty. And that will remain in effect until someone successfully disengages. So, knowing that, I will play...
Yeah, I figured that might help you with,
my equipment here. And that equipment just says, if when an opponent disengages from combat, I get to choose a player and that discards their entire hand.
And that can be your own hand or your opponent's.
Yes. So if I get Josh to disengage, then I can make him discard his hand, or I can lose my hand if I don't like it. I want to play a gambit here too. Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the butt. When a player disengages, the other player is granted an additional turn. And then I'm going to actually reveal this instant card. Ready for this? discard 2 strategy cards from your hand, and then draw 3 attack cards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm going to discard these.
I mean, you could have waited to play that once we were in match, even.
That's true. I probably should have, but oh well. Okay. Alright, so now we go to Josh's turn. Oops, too far. So, parry is active for Josh until my next...
Nope, wait.
Okay.
We need to...
Oh, yeah, what are we doing here? When you reveal a field card... Oh, no!
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're good. I'll grab this and put it back.
So, J will be blocked off. One time we played this, we had K, M, and O, so this whole corner of the board over here was blocked off. Made it a little interesting. Okay, now Josh can play a card.
I'll still play the same card. I just want to make sure that we were good.
So I'll take 2 damage, because the oil, the razor oil.
Yep, and that goes away.
Yep. Parry. So this card here says parry is active until the end of your next turn. But it does stop a chain, so he cannot chain off this card. So that does mean that now Josh technically has parry activated.
Just me, not Joe.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and return the favor and activate parry as well and deal 2 damage to Josh. Okay, now it's back to him. Okay, Josh played a card here. If parry's active, opponent disengages on their turn and stops any chains he plays. So, fantastic. So now it's back to my turn. I have to disengage.
Well, take your damage first.
Oh, yeah, right.
Damage.
My 3 damage first. Dang it. So, I am forced to disengage. If my opponent disengages from combat, I could choose a player. That did not happen. But when a player disengages, the other player is granted an additional turn. That does happen, even though it's my card. Josh gets an extra turn now. And he's going to hit me for 5 damage, successfully killing me.
Well, it does 6/7 technically because it has a deal 1 on it.
Oh, right. And that's important because that deal 1 is completely separate. So
it's like you did a big slash and then you did like a poke.
Yeah, so if I had a card that like sent the damage back to Josh as well, he would take the 5 or the 1 or the 1. He would not take all 7 like I did.
Correct.
So since it's the end of the round, this card would get discarded because it does say the equipment is destroyed when the round ends. Not that it matters, but just so everyone's aware. And then
and successfully disengaged, so this one goes away too.
Same with this one. I did have a similar strategy to I was going to force Josh, and then I actually had a 4 attack I was going to hit you with. So
Yep.
Close.
That's why I was like, you should have waited to do that because that instantly made me go. Because I was gonna lead with I had some 1/0s in my hand.
1/0s, really?
Yeah, so they're just like 1/0, so it's 1 attack, 0 movement. So I was gonna go with those, but you're like, you drew that card, you flipped that card to draw extra cards, and I was like, oh, what is he doing? I need to disengage him so he can't.
Well, I figured that's kind of the crappy part about the gambit and the equipment, right? Like both of them were showing like I was setting you up to be disengaged. So
yep. So I kind of already thought that, and I was like, well, I'll just get there before him and disengage before him.
Yeah, it's just the chance of if Josh had the parry or not, really.
And then if you would have got momentum, I had this card where it negates chains. Oops. Or an instinct card, so I could negate an instinct card.
Nice. But that's essentially Salt and Bones. It's a pretty simple back and forth domino-esque dueling game. Yeah.
Yep.
The art's fantastic on all these cards. There's like little fluff text on them as well. Yeah, I mean it's simple. It's quick. I think it'd be great. Like just to set
Yeah,
up,
and I'm
set
sure
up
they could
quick
do
and
like
play.
a double-sided. They could easily do like a double-sided board where one side is ships and the other side is like you're on an island
Yeah.
getting treasure or something to change up the skew of it. Or you could really create your own map realistically if you wanted to.
Yeah, who knows what they have planned for stretch goals and stuff like that. So.
Yep.
But that,
Yeah,
that
so
that's gonna end our
fun
playthrough.
fun little game. Really enjoy it. It's very, strategy. Got to think ahead, kind of that chess-y.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Joe's gonna do, so I could plan what I'm gonna do, sort of thing.
Yep.
Because as you could tell, within 2 rounds, we were done. So it's a quick play it. Let's play it again. I'm gonna switch up my strategy, or I'm gonna go, heavy on strategy cards, or I'm gonna go heavy on attack cards.
Yeah.
Whereas, as you see your person drawing, you're like, oh, he's on his 5th attack. Maybe I should start drawing some strategy. Or hey, he's going heavy strategy. Maybe I need to get some strategy too.
Yep. Pretty interesting. Lots of different ways to go about it, but that's gonna be it for our playthrough. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, follow us on Twitch and YouTube. Down the Vent everywhere. Until next time, though. My name's Joe.
And I'm Josh.
And you've been watching Down the Vent. Bye.